Test, mic test. Hello, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to our daily noon session. You've got Gil here coming into you live, along with some of our co-hosts, presenters, and content contributors. You guys should be seeing Steve and Lauren popping up here any minute. Welcome to the morning session. Thank you for joining us. If you are interested or looking to monetize your activity online, right? Basically, we answer the question of how you can make money online blogging through your website. And this is a series recreating step by step on how I am putting together a website that produced a little bit over 20,000 for us on the internet last January 2014. One second. While I get the sneeze out, Steve, can you do a mic test?
Yes, definitely. Congratulations on your new internet celebrity status.
How did we accomplish that? I have no idea what's going on.
I just watched the new video of your interview.
Oh, very cool, very cool. I will we'll check that out. We'll spill some details on that. But it looks like we can hear you loud and clear. We're coming in. The feed looks good. Video looks crisp. Sorry if I blasted your ears there, everybody. I did have to let out that little bit of a quick sneeze. Before we talk a little bit some of the content, recap some of the things that we had covered, let's touch base here with Lauren. Lauren, are you there?
Yep, I'm here. How are you guys?
Doing good, doing good. We can hear you loud and clear. Looks like the webcam is coming out nice and crisp as well. Very cool. No cockatiel today or parrot at the background?
Oh, I can grab him. I also have my 4-year-old home, so she might be popping in.
Gotcha. All right. That's the beauty about doing this. You know, I love to be able to work from home, to be able to work from wherever it is I choose to, whether it's here locally, whether I'm traveling on the go, or at a cafe, or a cool restaurant, or a nice little tourist spot. Again, that's the some of the perks of being able to set up this particular business model. So Lauren is dialed in to our business and professional clients and preferred members. This segment is divided into two parts. Okay, two parts. The first segment is catering specifically to our group coaching and accountability partners. These are the beginners, the subscribers, the members that are following along step by step, but are taking it a step further. They are executing the action items we are giving them. They are building the digital assets and setting things up as we set them up. And so we do have a group program available where we will check your action items, we will cater to you and make sure your questions are answered directly live. And this platform, this noon session, is our direct access to myself, to experts in the field, specialists, content contributors, and of course the other co-presenters and co-hosts that you will see coming on to this particular session. Lauren's got an awesome session today, continuing to talk. You'll be going into Facebook a little bit, right, Lauren, based on some of the requests that you were getting?
Yeah, just kind of wrapping up, basically it's the intro to Facebook this week, anybody who's not familiar with all the different aspects. And then today it's going into how to start bringing your business ingrained, since we've been talking about how to be active in your own personal social circles and getting your network out. This is now ingraining your business into that as well.
Excellent, excellent. So that's what we've got for you on our group coaching preferred members. Please confirm if you can hear us. I see some more people signing on. I see a couple people that are calling in, and it looks like we are getting some text confirmations from people as well that are listening in while they're at work, and I think that's pretty cool. There are other ways to stream this live. Now, a couple of tips and best practices moving forward so that you can get into this room. There is a registration page, and after you register, please make sure you claim your free bonuses, one of which is a complimentary membership to our affiliate profits club, and that is a free copy, a free complimentary subscription, which gives you a good overview on affiliate marketing for those of you that are just getting started. Do not worry about product development, content, company, all that stuff. What are you going to promote? we will release what we are promoting, what we're talking about, what we're reviewing, and those profitable niches. But while we go through this process, okay, or until we get to that part in this live web series, you can get a jump start with the ebooks, the reports, the audio files, and the videos in that to shorten your learning curve. Okay, you will also get a report on the hot trending topics, keywords, .coms that are have already been researched. They are monetizable and very promising niches that are worth taking a second, third, fourth look at. Okay, so you don't spend your time looking at 100 markets, 100 niches. Just evaluate the ones that have already passed our screening and research. Okay, save you a ton of time and headaches and labor hours. All right, so while we double check, the chat box is open, so guys, go ahead and confirm if you can. We definitely appreciate that. And to some of our active and regular members that are just signing on, good to see you guys. Pete, shout out to Kelvin, Andrew, great to see you guys on this noon session, along with the many others that are popping up on here or that will be joining us here. If you're catching the replay, fantastic. We are on day 5, okay? We are on day 5, and we are on the cusp of installing, buying our domain name, setting up hosting, installing WordPress, and the action items with regards to that part of the launching our website or our money blog. Okay, so while we go ahead and let me monitor and check the chat lines for some questions, as always, our group coaching students, subscribers, and clients get preferred access. Okay, if you're interested in participating in the accountability portion and being able to have direct access to myself or to Lauren, we do have a group component available, and we'd love to, to have you as a part of that group so you get preferred access and get your questions answered. Calvin says, I'm in, but still having the drag on the flow. All right, so again, a little bit of a learning curve, just getting comfortable with it. And I know you do travel a lot, Kelvin, so the replays will definitely come in handy as you follow along step by step. So allow me to transition here. We've got an action-packed session today. I am wrapping up branding. I am talking about how to name your blog, and I'm going to be giving you specific guides and templates that you can follow along as you get ready to officially launch your blog and start to piece it and place it right here on the internet.
As far as pages and things go, Gil, anything to add with business pages?
When it comes to business pages, no, I think taking a look at some of the info that our group coaching and accountability group is looking for, fantastic, right? I mean, stuff that you can already start thinking about, already redesigning or coming up with marketing materials, new posts that you can do. With regards to the how-to, and I've had a lengthy conversation with Lauren about this in terms of walkthrough videos. We are coming out with your walkthrough videos on Facebook. Everything that has to do with Facebook. They're going to be nice, clean, crisp videos that you can follow along step by step. Everybody here in the group is at different levels. Some of you guys are just getting started. Some are already very successful at generating some revenue and an income online. Okay, and so we'll give you access to those videos where you can follow along step by step and complete walkthroughs. How to set up your Facebook campaigns on pay-per-click. How to set up a group. Okay, what forums can you get into, fan pages, all of that stuff, so that you can get, so that you can engage and start to build a community, right? All within the lines of our list building exercise. That's how it relates to the website, because these different pieces of social media, they're like fishing lines out there in the marketplace. And what are you fishing for? You're fishing for leads or traffic or new clients or appointments. Okay, people to jump onto your list so you can grow your subscriber base. And having a Facebook fan page is like having a fishing line so that you can fish for some clients, open a pipeline of leads and traffic, get them onto your website, they sign up on your list, and we'll show you how you can start monetizing that or continue to build and strengthen your branding, right? Because that's what we talked about yesterday. And Lauren shared some really interesting numbers again, on why social media and how it's affecting businesses to date. Right, to date. So before we jump into that session, let me double check here with everybody and make sure we don't have any questions or clarifications, and we can go ahead and move into our next segment. While we do that, let me take the audience through. Okay, so far so good. Let me check the instant messenger. All right. Perfect, so it's clear there. Good. So give me about a minute, guys. Let me just grab some water before I jump into our segment here as we build out the website. But we'll give you a quick, we'll take a quick 30-second, 1-minute break, and then I'll give you guys a recap on what we talked about yesterday as we continue to move forward here in our series. So we'll take a 30-second to 1-minute break. Give everybody a chance to grab a water, use the restroom. I know that's what I'm going to do. And then we will jump right into this particular session. Lauren, just check the chat if in case anything pops up. I will jump back on here in a minute. 1 second. Test. Are we still coming out loud and clear here for everybody?
Yeah, for some reason your camera's a little more blurry, but I can hear you fine.
Awesome. We'll give it a second here to refresh since I literally just jumped right back in front of it. Somebody here typed in the chat, cool t-shirt, where'd you get it? It is Friday, Frog Fun Friday, so it is Frog Day, right? Isn't that what you just said? It's Frog.
Oh, no, it was earlier. Oh, Kayla wants to say hi. Say hi. No.
Aw, hello. So yeah, it's Friday, happy Friday everybody, and a little bit more laid back on Fridays, get to wear and rock the cool t-shirts. So, all right, let's jump into our second portion of these live webinar series. Our first segment does cater to our group coaching students. Any particular requests, feedback, overviews, and reviewing, most importantly, giving them feedback on their marketing campaigns and their action items as they build out their blog site. The second half to this webinar series is where you will look over my shoulder as I build out a website from the ground up. Okay, from the ground up. And we are on our fifth session today, where we're on our fifth session. I wouldn't really consider it a day 5, since the content that we had created on the first few days, really you can consume that in 1 day. Some of you guys have done it in a couple hours, which is awesome, right? And so you're now chomping at the bits for the to be able to launch the blog site, which we're on the cusp of, right? But before we do that, let me go ahead and just do a couple recaps so that, again, we're all on the same page. If you're just joining us on this series, you can kind of get an idea of what we've covered so far, okay, as we continue to move into this segment and series, okay? So I'm going to slide my screen over, and that way you guys would be able to see my screen here in a second. Let me drop that in here. Perfect. Okay, so you guys should be able to see the screen here, and I just have to update what is broadcasting. Somebody here just put in the chat line, Gil, how crucial is it that we use our keyword in the domain name instead of company? I'll get to that as part of the series, but with the recent, I don't know what animal Google's coming up with these days, but not necessarily keyword phrases anymore. Instead, go with a category, and I'll address that here in more detail later on. But it's not going to break the bank, right? Or break the system or put it to a grinding halt. Okay, so yesterday, just to recap, guys, we opened the section on branding, okay? We talked a little bit about branding, coming out with your customer avatar. We do have some nice little templates and worksheets that you can use to help develop your avatar. By the way, Steve, Lauren's screen is okay? You guys see the slides today?
Yep, I can see him fine.
Awesome. Thank you. And so to develop your avatar, go through that little questionnaire we provided. We've also given you guys some extra tips on how you can continue to develop your avatar or get more insight into your audience and target market. Little tools and tricks that you can type into Google so that you can pull up a wealth of data to give you insight on your marketplace. All right, we talked about Quantcast, we talked about Alexa.com, we talked about demographic searches, so do use that to help shorten your time frames and get to know who your market is as you build this out, right? We also talked about defining your point of view, okay, and focusing on the uniqueness of your story or your situation. Some of you are still undecided as to what market, passion, hobby, or company to promote, right? Since you're coming into this like a blank piece of paper, which is awesome, right? At the very least, a blog or a website documenting your experience building your website or your money blog, I think would be a great starting point, and you can easily hit the ground running with that, right? That is the kind of stuff that moves, that you can build a community around, and that way you can start this particular, you can jumpstart the content creation and your particular money blog or your website, okay? The last action item we had yesterday is to determine your point of view. And again, we give you some questions on how to do that, right? So this is just a quick snapshot and summary, okay? So what are we going to be talking about today? We are going to be talking about a couple things, right? We want to be able to establish the tone of voice. Okay, we're expanding on the concept of our branding, all right? So today I want you guys to be able to start to establish the personality and your tone of voice for your particular website or your blog, your money blog. That's I think I'm gonna take that term and just run with it. And that's what we're going to call this thing, a money blog. So we want you to be able to establish your personality and tone of voice. Is it going to be serious or snarky, right? Is the glass half empty or is it half full, right? Will your language be formal or friendly? That's what we mean by personality and the tone of voice, okay? Now, the tone of your site, okay, the tone of your site is one of the first things that your target market will pick up on. Okay, obviously you'll need to create a tone that resonates with your target market. So by understanding the demographics or getting an idea of who your market is by finding out similar websites and who's going to that website, it'll help shape the tone of your particular site, right? Now, a good exercise for setting the tone of your site is to think about celebrities. No kidding, right? That's a good place to start. Start with celebrities. Who would be the best celebrity to endorse your brand and why? Okay? What type of vibe do they give off? What type of image do they have? Are they adventurous? Are they cutting edge? Are they graceful and sophisticated? Or are they Duck Dynasty status, where these guys live in the middle of who knows where, in the swamps up to their necks, hunting, fishing? Is that the type of right, celebrity that can endorse your blog? So again, clues as to developing the personality and your tone of voice. So think about celebrities, okay? Is your ideal celebrity pitch man or pitch woman extremely sincere or genuine? Are they serious and intense, right? What kind of movies do they come in? What kind of comedies or what kind of love stories are they, right? Celebrities and the products they endorse are excellent case studies, okay, for which tones work in what markets, right? You're not going to put somebody for example, if you were launching a high-end fashion shoe line for women, okay, the last person you probably want advertising that is going to be Adam Sandler. He does comedies. He's a laid back guy. He wears jogging pants and an Adidas suit with the latest, with Adidas shoes to come up on a TV show. So is he going to be the authority or the endorser for your blog site, or is that the kind of personality and tone? Probably not. Right? So think along those lines. Now, I'm going to be sharing a couple of my favorite campaigns that I am just a big fan of. Either it's catchy, it's entertaining, or these campaigns have gone viral and have hit phenomenal records and success. So again, good benchmarks, right? So take a look at the, do you guys know who the Old Spice guy is? This one, and he just went viral. Absolutely, everybody loved it, right? And Lauren was talking about social media and engaging, okay? He would actually, or they would respond to every YouTube and Facebook comment, okay? He had a segment and series on Ask Me a Question, and he would give some funny or man version on how to address that particular situation on life, love, happiness, health, and a million and one topics. Wildly entertaining, and this campaign went viral, super catchy, right? And they were able to brand and bring out other similar campaigns, which were also a success. Okay, another campaign that I'm a fan of is the Dos Equis guy, right? Adventurous, bold, courageous. Live life on your own terms. He is like the epitome of somebody that checks off an item on their bucket list every day, if not every hour, right? And so how does that relate to the brand, to the product or the service of Dos Equis, which is an alcoholic beverage, right? It's got bold flavor. All right, it's for the person who likes that boldness, is adventurous, and so they picked this guy, and now he is the face of the company and the product of it. So, what kind of celebrities you think would be a good representation of what you have, of the product or the content that you'll be putting out there, so that you can continue to establish your personality or your tone of voice? Okay, Lauren, you know who the Dos Equis guy is, right? Or the Old Spice guy? You ever see these campaigns?
Yeah, I've seen them. Not in huge detail, but I'm definitely aware of them. We actually did a thing for the launch of Dos Equis, so I kind of remember that. Right.
So again, different campaigns. Even if you're not familiar with it, you know somebody who has heard it. You know somebody that's come across the content or the ad, and they've remembered it. Right? They've remembered it. So again, your blog. What's your point of view? How do you set your tone moving forward so that it influences the way you create your marketing pieces and the content that you'll be posting on there? Last, definitely not the least, but definitely one of my all-time favorites, the media mogul and just a giant in any industry, right? Oprah. Okay, great branding. Awesome success story coming from very simple beginnings, the first in her profession, to go on to media with the moves and accomplishments that she did. And not only does she have TV shows, but she's now in print, and she's also releasing other up-and-coming experts, specialists, like, for example, Dr. Phil, Rachel Ray, and a couple of the other cool brands and companies and people that she's promoting. So we are duplicating this business model where your blog or your website is the authority. It is the source for quality content information, for reviews, for somebody that is in the trenches making things happen. Okay, and I'm going to show you how you can also build up and promote, okay, other up-and-coming experts, and how you can help build your list by partnering and featuring these other experts as you move up, right? So, any questions so far on some of these campaigns that you guys have seen? This all ties in and addresses the question of, okay, how do we develop our personality, or give you guys some clues as to how that's going to do that, right? Now, Oprah, she's down to earth, a very genuine person that helps sells products. Is that going to be the type of tone you guys are going to take on? Marketing companies ultimately spend countless hours studying how to come up with strategies to benefit and promote their product or service. You go online, you can get access to this type of research and information to help build out your particular blog site. Either way, the point remains, you can and should use the personality and tone of your blog as a differentiator for your particular site. Okay, so that wraps up our series in branding. Let me touch base here to see if anybody has any questions. I see a few people just joining us, so welcome. Welcome to the noon session, guys. If you are in our live stream and you are looking for ways to monetize your website, get some revenue, or just plain old, how do I make money blogging, you are in the right place. Welcome, and thank you for joining us on this live series. Okay, so we're good on the branding side. Let's continue along so that we can get to the pen to paper stuff, Gil. Let's launch a site. I can sense it. I get the emails and the text messages. Everybody's just ready to rock and roll. We'll get to that. We'll get to that, right? So branding, that wraps up our series on branding. Do refer to the notes. You will see it on the post, this particular post, wherever you're watching this video from, or maybe you are watching this video on YouTube. There will be contact information on the YouTube channel or video post that you're watching this on, where you can access these swipe files, the content, the questionnaire, and get access to the tools and resource websites that we used or referenced in this video. If you are interested in jumping on board, participating in this challenge on building an income generating website, or what I like to fondly refer to now as the money blog, okay? If you're looking to get started, get some group coaching action going on, or an accountability partner, do contact the author or the main website owner, or the consultant, or the coach. If you're seeing this on a post somewhere, they are part of our group coaching program and in our network. Contact them. Their details are available, as well as Lauren's and my information, so that you can get your questions answered. We can do a complimentary consultation, and you can hit the ground running on launching this blog site. Okay? All right, so no other questions are popping up on here. I think we're good to go into the next segment before we start the official purchasing of domain names, setting up the blog, and hosting, and all the technical mumbo jumbo. I do have to cover naming the blog, right? I mean, at some point you've got to name your blog. Have a nice little catchy name to it. We're going to give you ways on coming up with great names that are both search engine friendly as well as catchy and along the lines of branding. Okay, so Lauren, are we ready to go on the name side? Do you have any clarifications from our business and our group coaching clients on the content that I just reviewed and how they can implement that to their specific industries, companies, or whatever it is they're promoting?
No, I think we're good. So yeah, just to, I'm sure you'll go into more on the domain names with keywords. It's more like for people that already have their domain with their company name, is it worth it to try to switch it, or what's your feedback on that?
Sure. I'll definitely address that in more detail as we move forward. It's right now, at the very least, I recommend having a domain name that has the category for your Google search. Okay, so the whole keyword, for example, how to make money blogging.com, on the recent updates, you're actually penalized, or it actually hurts the blog from getting ranked highly. What happens is you have a ton of these internet marketers and really savvy online entrepreneurs that are buying up all these keywords, ranking their blogs, and so puts Google in a position, well, we know the marketers are doing that, but really at the end of the day, how many business owners really have that as a domain name? So, I guess in their opinion, to strike a balance or to level the playing field, it doesn't have to be a keyword as the domain name that actually may work against you, but at the very least, if it can use a category. And when you go through the exercise of the Google keyword research, it's going to give you some names and suggestions and categories as part of the info that they return for the search that you make. So at the very least, you can use a category. Now, if you already have a set website up and running, what I would do is I would set up a blog site, okay, that is SEO optimized, friendly, and a revenue generating tool in itself. And I would compare that, how your current company website is doing in comparison to that blog site. Chances are the blog site, by the time you've gone through this series, implemented everything. You will see better traffic, better quality conversion, and monetize that, okay? I've talked about this in our very first session. Our initial goals and metrics that we're going for is 1,000 subscribers. We want to achieve 20% open rate and a 30% click-through rate to get to $1 per earnings per click. So 1,000 subscribers first, and then we'll be able to monetize the rest of our websites in the form of advertising and swapping lists, since we now have a captive target audience. Okay? So let's jump into naming the website. All right, naming the website. Now, how many of you guys are racking your brains over what to even name your website? I know that happened to me when I first got started on the internet. I spent weeks just trying to think about it, and as a result, never got anything done. So we want to strike a balance between being able to take action right now, but being able to, apply the best practices as well, so that you have something that's SEO, that drives traffic, and that you can monetize. All right. It can be very difficult. Okay, but it is very important to have a good catchy name to it, right? Now, a couple key points that I do want to address. There is a difference between naming the website and the actual product. Okay, the website has to have a lasting name that is built around the brand. Okay, that's built around your brand. And whether you like it or not, truth be told is that people do judge a book by its cover, and they will judge your blog site, your website, based on the name that is on there. All right, so allow me to illustrate that point here on people judging a book by its cover. There's a book that came out, I think this was in like 1982, and Nora Hayden published Astrological Love. I don't know if some of you guys have seen it, read it, but this book came out way back in the day, Astrological Love, and it sold less than 5,000 copies. Okay, it sold less than 5,000 copies, right? Based on that name. And here's what happened. Fast forward a few years later on, okay, actually quite a while. This book was republished in 1998, okay, and it sold over 2.5 million copies. The exact same book. The only thing they changed is the name or the title of the book. Okay, so they went from Astrological Love to How to Satisfy a Woman Every Time and Have Her Beg for More, right? By Nora Hayden. It really works. The first and only book that tells you exactly how, right? So 5,000 copies, Astrological Love. Not quite sure what that's about. Maybe you're not into the whole astrological sign or industry or that particular niche. So they had to go a little bit broad and think about who their target market is and what they were trying to accomplish. What is the outcome, right? What is the outcome? The outcome is how to satisfy a woman every time and have her beg for more. Imagine the buzz and the hype that this created. Right? I have not read this book, using it for illustrative purposes here for the session, right? But again, they do judge a book by its cover. So your domain purchase will vary. It's going to depend and vary on a couple of factors, all right? Number one, depending on your objective. If you have a business name and main idea or a specific goal, try to make the domain name as relevant as possible. Now, this is kind of obvious, but it does make a huge difference on how users perceive your site, right? Is it going to be catchy? Is it going to be ironic? It all depends. We can't tell you what makes a good domain name and what makes a bad one in your local market, but do the research, determine what works best for your marketplace, and make a decision that you'll be happy with. Okay, use this again as a template. Go through the previous slides, and we're going to give you a four-step process that would help you come up with a catchy name for your domain or your money blog and website. All right. I can already tell Steve is going online ordering how to get this book. and some of our other members. I haven't read it. It could be really good. I mean, it's a New York Times bestseller, so it could very well be.
It's already in the mail.
It's already in the mail. Fantastic, fantastic. We should have put an Amazon link here in the chat
Right.
for everybody. But hey, just some clues for those of you that are copying and using our content. That is the additional bonus of being part of this live webinar series. Some of you guys are already starting to read between the lines, right? We do give you access to the original video files, which you can use, modify, and edit, place on your website, and start placing some nice little lead magnets and affiliate banners and links, right? So some of you guys are catching on to that. Very good. That is awesome. All right, so what's this 4-step process to come up with our domain name and web name? It's a little small here, guys. There's definitely much. This section is a little bit packed on the information side, so we do have a lot of text on there. I'll expound on each one, but you can also reference the actual post for this particular video that you're watching in order to get the rest of the detailed notes that's involved, okay? So what do we want to do as we go through this 4-step process? First and foremost, brainstorm. What's the desired...
Are we seeing your screen? Probably, because I just still see you.
Oh, okay,
sorry
about that. No, glad you jumped in. Thank you, thank you. Yes, let's go ahead and... there we go. Once I see the mirror effect, it should be broadcasting the screen. Let's give it a second to dial in.
Okay, and there we go.
Awesome. All right, so brainstorm, okay? Ask yourself, who is your customer and what is their desired outcome? In this case, we are targeting, how to satisfy a woman every time. That is the outcome of this book. Astrological love, question mark. You know what I mean? Like, do I have to know stuff about the stars or astrophysics? Like, I don't know, but how to satisfy a woman every time? I get it, right? Follow and watch over my shoulder step by step on how I build a website that generated 20K. All right, that's what this web series is about. How to make money blogging online, and generate X amount of income, part-time or full-time. Starts to make more sense. If you're just getting started blogging or setting up your website, okay, your blog is going to be about your financial journey. Lauren's got an excellent blog, Lauren's Financial Journey, and it's about her challenges, her journey on her way to success and achieving some serious and eye-opening income goals. Okay, that's what that's about, right? And how you can follow along too. So, start the brainstorming process. Think of words and phrases that speak to the customer and the end result, right? For example, other good ones here, working moms seeking a more balanced life, okay? Or real estate investor looking to place more accurate and profitable offers, all right? Could be working mom, it could be a survivalist, financial freedom seeker. Brainstorm, right? Now, when it comes to desired outcomes and end results, here are some samples that you guys can use, okay? End results, do you want to wake up productive, right? Charged, balanced life. Do you want to thrive as opposed to just survive? Is this blog about financial independence, making better decisions, marketing, lead generation? Those are a couple things that you can brainstorm or concepts that you can tie what the end result is of your particular blog, right? Now, once you've started the brainstorming process, okay, once you've started the brainstorming process, you can start to expand on those concepts. And here are a couple of tricks and tips on how you can expand on those concepts. Maybe you want to get fancy and add some pizzazz to your to the name. You can take a look at Latin or Greek roots of the origin of the name of the blog site that you're coming up with. Right? Latin or Greek roots. Now, a couple of tips on there. If you're going to get all fancy pants on the language and use a foreign language, make sure you can pronounce the word. It's catchy, and it can be used as a conversation piece and a good opener, right? Zappos.com. Catchy, I get it. Not hard to spell, okay? You look at some of the some of the Russian words have so many letters that I can't pronounce. And it's like you can have a word, what a 5-letter word is in the English language, they'll probably have a word for it with like 50 characters. Hard to spell out for your domain name, okay? So add some pizzazz to it, but don't go too crazy. Make sure it's something you can pronounce, it's catchy, and it's more of a good conversation piece, and it's easy to spell. You can also take a look at some rhyming or alliterations, okay? A good example of that is YouTube. Soundy, catchy, right? YouTube, alliterations, an example of that, Coca-Cola, right? On how you can expand on the concepts that you've written out there, right? Again, with regards to the whole penguin and whatever animal they come up with, category as opposed to the keyword search, right? Use the category as opposed to a keyword phrase that's going to be jumping on to the domain name for your particular blog and how you're going to use that, right? Now, keywords are exceptional and crucial to other pages of your site, to other components of your website, like the articles, the content strategy, sections of your videos. So we're going to touch on that. Again, give you a frame when we get to that portion of this particular training series. All right. Now, after you've expanded on some of the variations of those names as you try to come up with one and narrow it down, okay, now you're going to refine it. Go through some of the names and ideas you have and start eliminating some of those ideas, okay? Eliminate the names that are easily misspelled. An example of this is Cincinnati, okay? It is common in the English language. Everybody kind of knows about it, right? Cincinnati, but it is extremely easy to misspell, okay? When you do an internet search for Google, all right, there are over 56,000 websites with the wrong spelling of Cincinnati, Cincinnati. All right, so that one is missing an N. There's 56,000 misspelled names with Cincinnati in that form. Then there is Cincinnati that is only has one N. Okay, let me just show you what I mean here. Cincinnati. Let me make this a little bit bigger for now. There. Cincinnati, there's 11,000 websites with the wrong spelling of Cincinnati. Overall, there are over 56, 76 plus 15 puts us at a little over 90,000. There's over 90,000 websites with the wrong spelling of Cincinnati. So even that, again, hard to spell, so I would eliminate that. Another example of names that I would cross off my list as I refine the names for my possible blog site, I would eliminate things that are too generic. Names that are too generic. For example, real estate news, too broad, right? I would niche down, or I would target a smaller market. Real estate news for investors that specialize in foreclosures. Real estate pre-foreclosure news. Real estate broker news, Los Angeles, right? Something that is not too broad. You definitely want to narrow it down, okay? I'm in the niche of how to make money online blogging, or how to make money online, and there's different ways to do that. So I've gone down to how to make money online blogging. I'm going to zero in on how to make money blogging online, how to make money online blogging in Los Angeles. Right? So again, continuing to drop down or to narrow down the search so that it's not too broad or too generic. Okay? Other things that I would eliminate or refine and delete from my brainstorming exercise, names that are too long. Okay? Names that are too long. 3 to 4 words is my threshold. 3 to 4 words is the threshold for the names that I'm going to use. On my domain name or website name or blog name, okay? Very rarely do you see a high-ranking authority, the expert website, the one that gets the most traffic. Very rarely do you see a site with 5+ words in their domain name. It does happen. It's very rare. What I can tell you, best practice is 3 to 4 words in there. Okay, that way you don't get penalized for keyword stuffing, doesn't work against your search engine optimization efforts here moving forward. Okay, so 3 to 4 words. Now, a couple common questions. Is it okay to use the or articles? A and the. Okay, yes, it's okay to use those. All right, yes, it's okay to use those. Now, if the name is already taken, you can go to domain.com or a couple other websites which we're going to provide for you here in the resources and around this page where you see this post. If you're watching it on YouTube, go to the blog site, which will be in the description of this video that you're watching it on. Maybe you just found this on YouTube in your local area from one of our content contributors or one of our specialists, right? Check out their main post where all of the resources and websites that we mention, it'll be on there. That way you can just follow along here step by step and review it and take a look at those other websites afterwards, okay? Now do check out if the name has already been taken or if somebody else owns it and has purchased it. Okay, and if it does pass all those checks, you've refined your list, now you are ready to test. Okay, now you are ready to test your particular name, if it's going to be catchy and how it's going to respond in the marketplace. A couple ways you can test that. Get feedback from your peers, what they think, okay? If you want to elevate it to a higher level of testing, you can use Google and Facebook pay-per-clicks. All right, you can send out a survey to see what's more effective. An interesting story, I don't know if you guys know this, I'm a big fan of Tim Ferriss and the content and the stuff that he puts out. It's just fantastic. I find it very fascinating. It's personally helped me in my business. The 4-Hour Work Week, the name for that site, they got that from testing it on Google. All right, how many more people opted in opted into their list using that particular name as opposed to the other ones that they had come up with? At the time, okay, Tim Ferriss wasn't exactly all jazzed about it. I mean, there's definitely some hesitations to, as to which name you want it to be at the end of the day. But again, you want to strike a balance between what the market's doing, how you can make it search engine friendly, and what you want it to be and how it represents your brand, right? Because sometimes there's going to be some conflicts there, but at the very least you can test it, get an objective opinion on how that's going to perform and how catchy your name will be, all right? Ultimately, at the end of the day, guys, come up with a name, follow the guide and the template that we shared with you here today, and do not spend the next month doing it. Actually, we're only going to have another few hours or another day. I'm going to jump right into the website setup, installing plugins, all that good stuff. That's the next phase here of our series. So hopefully by the time that starts, and the first session will be on Monday, but I'm actually going to work on this throughout the week and creating some of those videos so that you get the how-to videos and we get the live component as well, and it's all going to work nicely together as you follow along this series. Step by step. A couple of updates that are popping up on here from some of our contributors. Steve is participating in the accountability portion in the group interaction. It looks like he's able to rank some of his stuff, which is pretty awesome. Good to see how that's going. Make sure you check the objective web results, and it's not personal web results, so that you get an accurate feedback on the rankings, and making sure that it's not from your personal search results that's triggering that. You're looking, he says, oh, it's not. Fantastic. Well, we'll definitely take a closer look at that here as we move along. So, to our members that are logged in live on the session, and I'm speaking to those that are brand new and those that are participating in our group accountability, following along step by step. We are here for you guys. Do you have any questions, feedback, clarifications on how this applies to you, or stuff that you'll need in order to complete these action items, right? Lauren, what's the business side saying? What are our group coaching, what's on their minds? Because you're at the forefront of that, and all that feedback's coming through you. How does this, any clarifications?
No, I think we're good. It's pretty much, most of the business owners already had the website, so that's why I kind of asked, well, should they be aware of it? So I think it's just, especially if you're setting up a new one, to be aware of, but it also definitely just ties in, like you're saying, to put in, there's different aspects that even if you already had your name, you don't need to worry about getting a whole new one, and start fresh that way.
Yes, correct. You won't have to start. You don't have to keep whatever you've got going on, out there. That's okay. You some of these small changes you can make along the way, especially once we start going into launching the blog. Or actually, well, we got to build it first, right? As we go into building the blog. So awesome week this week, guys. If you are just watching this first video, or if this is your first session with us, thank you for participating or at least checking us out. Really appreciate it. This web series has two components. The first half caters directly to our group coaching students, where we work with them, we check their action items, help move their businesses and their questions forward, and you have a direct line to us. We want you guys to follow along step by step so that you can build a website that is putting money in your pockets, right? This series is all about how to make money online blogging in the form of a website. I am challenging the idea, or at least exploring the concept, that my website can produce just as much income, if not more, than what my real estate company is currently doing flipping houses. And you'll see a big night and day when it comes to those two industries. When you're flipping a house, there's a ton of there's a ton of moving parts. You're dealing with something tangible. It requires a lot of field work and a lot of hands-on involvement. All right, and that's cool if you're the type of person that wants to be on site at your business all the time or 18 hours a day. But the business model that I'm going for is something that allows me to have time for whatever it is I choose to do and want to do. In my case, that's traveling and in action sports, right? So I want to be able to take a month off if I choose to, like I did last month, and just travel around globetrotting Southeast Asia. Okay, some of you guys I know are part of this challenge and have some amazing goals, and I'll be sharing your stories throughout next week while we go through building our blog, and that's the next main component here, right? So let me talk a little bit about what we're going to expound on next week. We're going to talk about building your blog. What's the main platform we are using here? We're using two main formats. The first is going to be a WordPress-based blog. Why WordPress? Because Google loves it. It's easy to use. Not the most user-friendly at times, right? If you're dealing with the wrong stuff, but I'm going to show you that's one of the number one requests that we get, right? WordPress. So I'm going to be talking about initial setup, purchasing your domain names, getting a hosting account, installing WordPress, configuring it, installing plugins, all right? Creating your About Us page, your Terms of Service page, your trademark, how to get a phone tracking number for all this, okay? So we're going to start to build the blog. And I have videos that will walk us all through this so that you can follow along step by step, okay? So that's what we have here on the horizon. Now, we may be able to talk a little bit more about how we can start to go into advertising, okay, what type of advertising we can get into, and we're going to continue to expand on Lauren's concepts on getting social. Okay, Facebook and YouTube. She's got some excellent stuff for YouTube coming out next week, and they are on the cutting edge of what YouTube is doing. Some people are making money off just YouTube videos, right? So we're going to have a component there on YouTube videos and setting up your branded social media properties. Okay, so building the blog, that's going to happen. We'll have the videos done by this weekend. We go live and we'll get touch base with you guys next week as we continue to touch on each of those particular segments. After we've built the blog, you know, the inevitable next step is to launch it. And I'm really excited for that particular portion of this series. So again, my name is Gil. If you have any questions, write it in right now. We'll take a moment here to recap with our content contributors, our group coaching students and participants, see if there's anything on their end that we can touch on here before we jump off our noon session. Steve, as a participant in the accountability group that's applying this stuff, anything clarifications on your end?
Dude. No, I'm good, and I just did exactly what, I mean, just really slight tweaks, man. Like, I got the comment last time from doing a little thing on the YouTube video. I just did more of what you said, and in 13 minutes, I was the #1 spot for the highest keyword phrase I was looking at. Of all the combinations, 381 million search results, and I was number 2 for 381 million, and the other one, which is like 20 million, I was #1.
Nice. And so allow me to translate into layman's terms what Steve just said there. He's learning the language. He's learning the language. He's picking up on it. Guys, I could tell you, a few weeks ago, just the terms alone, we were trying to get on the same page with Steve. But that's why we rolled out this series, because a lot of people are coming from scratch, and there's different ways you can learn how to do this and implement it. I like to do it in a way that anybody can do it and can follow along, and you can outsource this stuff. You can literally say, hey, X person, assistant, virtual assistant, 7-year-old nephew, watch this video and just do what they say to do, right? So we want to be able to get it down and keep it really simple. So Steve was able to, he's targeting a certain keyword, and there's millions of people typing in that keyword. So by positioning his company at the front of that wave, when all those people search, they will see him, his company, his product, or his service, okay? And with all that traffic going, that's extra eyeballs looking at his website, all right? It's like having a storefront on Colorado Boulevard right in front, right next to some of the malls and the main road, and you got like prime location, okay? It is prime location, high foot traffic. All right, and if you got high foot traffic, you got more chances of people coming through the doors buying stuff from your store, right? Same works here on the internet. The more traffic you can direct to you, the more purchases you can make and better offers, because you know what people are looking for, and we'll talk more on that one. So awesome to hear, Steve. Fantastic. Lauren, anything on your end as we wrap up this series and we get into building your blog, the pen to paper, the action stuff? I think all this is just as important, if not more, so that we have a foundation moving forward. But I'm getting beat to death from all the people that want that portion of the series, so we are going to transition to that. But anything for our group coaching students and the professionals you're working with?
Everything's good to go. Just make sure, that you guys are implementing all of your Facebook strategies. Just kind of go from that and just start getting active. The more you do it, the more it's going to click. You might not know exactly why it is that you're doing these things. But, as you keep doing it, it'll all certainly click. It did for me. And it's like, oh, that's why I've been doing that, because you don't really understand it perhaps at the time, but it'll definitely get you there if you just keep, whatever it is that, Gil or myself says to go do, just do it. It will get you, you'll be very happy that you took action. And that's the key. Imperfect action. I just won a contest on my YouTube thing just because I did imperfect action. And sure enough, it ended up working out very well.
Awesome. So we are going to share more of these results next week. It's going to be an awesome, it's going to be a packed weekend. We got some fun stuff planned here, and a little bit of some video creation and content production is going to go out. But I'm really excited for that series, guys. We're going to be building the blog, and then next we're going to launch it. So stay tuned. Do send in your comments, feedback, questions, clarifications. There is a link to our presenters, our co-hosts, and our content contributors. It's going to be below on this YouTube channel on how you can contact the person that posted this video, get a complimentary consultation and help on how to get started blogging and generating an online income. This web series is recreating and building out a blog site that produced over 20,000 online in January of this year. So super stoked about that. And thanks for checking us out. Really appreciate it. Have a happy Fun Frog Friday day today, guys. We'll see you on the next live sessions. Replays will go on the YouTube channel. But check where this video is posted, because there's contact information. Call them, email them right away, and start working on your game plan to exit the rat race. Notes are available on the actual blog site. It might not be on the YouTube post that you're watching right now. Go check out the main post so you can get the tools, resources, and other web links that we had mentioned during this series. So on behalf of Lauren and myself and all the other content contributors we have on this session, Steve most especially for following along and spearheading the accountability group, people that are following along, implementing, taking action. Thank you for joining us today, and have a fantastic weekend. We'll see you first thing on Monday. We're daily and we're live Monday through Friday at noon Pacific time. Have an awesome weekend, everybody. Bye-bye.